So have you ever had one of those life-altering experiences? Well, I just did, and I want to talk about it. Hey there everyone, it's Rev Kev here. I pray that you are having an amazing day today. So I haven't posted much in the last week and a half is because if you would have seen my last video, which I'm going to put a link to right above me up here, I was in the Middle East for about 7 days. I was in Lebanon, specifically in the city of Beirut. And I want to talk a little bit about that, and I want to process a little bit of stuff that's just bouncing around in my brain because of this trip. This is very different than any other video I have put on this channel, so I understand that. So hopefully this will be of interest to you and maybe a little bit of a challenge to you as well as a member of our geek culture Star Wars community. So let's unpack this trip a little bit together. Still a little jet lagged, so the extra large coffee from McDonald's. Thank you. So I have a really good friend of mine who lives in Lebanon and does different Christian ministry across the Middle East and North Africa region. And he's been trying to get me to come visit him for years. Now, something you need to know about me, and people are usually surprised when they learn this about me, is I am extremely introverted. Doing things like this come pretty naturally, talking to a camera or talking even to a large crowd, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, could talk to the crowd. But stepping out of my comfort zone, doing something different, going to a place I've never been before, meeting new people is really, really hard for me. So just to be able to get on that airplane and go that far into a culture where I don't speak the language and I know nothing was a big challenge. And I'm not sharing this to be the hero of the story. I'm just saying this to kind of set the context of the experience that I went through as someone who's quite nervous about traveling and quite introverted in meeting new people. So my wife and I went on this trip, and we went with a medical team. And so we had a number of doctors and a number of nurses who were just absolutely incredible people and huge hearts for serving and caring for people. There was also a number of pastors from different churches across our region of Ontario who were there as well. And what we did is we went to a number of different small little towns, a number of different churches to provide medical care for refugees. Now, if you've been living under a rock, maybe you are unaware of what has been going on in the Middle East, but there has been conflict like crazy for the last number of years. And, a couple million people have been displaced out of Syria because of fighting and wars that have been going on. And so they're kind of trickling into all these different countries, trying to find hope, trying to find care, trying to start a new life, and dealing with incredibly traumatic stuff. So these clinics were there with these amazing nurses and these amazing doctors and these amazing pastors just to bring a little bit of hope, to bring some medical care to families who normally wouldn't be able to see a doctor, to receive some medicine that they wouldn't normally be able to afford, and to have someone just know that they're loved, that they haven't been forgotten, that there are people that are praying for them, that there are people who care about them. And keep it together. This was very eye-opening for me. I read about this stuff all the time, you hear about this stuff all the time, but to actually step out of my comfort zone and to witness this and to see this firsthand is life-changing. It really is. One of the things that I really had to learn on this trip was overcoming anxiety. And one of the ways I did that was the bus ride up a mountain and down a mountain, and up a mountain and down a mountain, then up a mountain again. And you hear of these stories of crazy drivers driving in the streets that are about this wide, and you look out the window and there's a cliff that's a kilometer high. You don't think that's real. It's real. I had a full-blown on panic attack in the back of the bus. I was literally in the back of the bus, shaking, hanging onto the handle. My arms were more flexed than any workout I've ever done in my life, and I'm crying. And then one of the guides that was there goes, "Oh, Kev, you need to relax. This is nowhere near as bad as some of the stuff I've gone through." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, what have you gone through?" And then started telling me about how his wife was shot multiple times by snipers when they were leaving Syria. Perspective. One of the things that God put on my heart was to try to connect with the kids. Again, because I'm shy, I have a hard time meeting new people. I'm pretty cool with kids. I can kind of just sit on the floor and start drawing Spider-Man pictures and Batman pictures, and these kids actually know who these characters are. So I'm just drawing pictures for these kids, and they were just so appreciative to receive their own copy of these pictures. It just blows my mind of what brings them joy. But I think one of the things that I'm if I'm honest, and I'm an honest kind of guy, I'm a wear my emotions on my sleeve kind of guy. I think one of the things that I'm wrestling with the most since coming back to Canada and coming back into the role in the church, in Canada, is that we have so much. We're so blessed. We're so blessed to live in this country. We're so blessed with the things that we have, and we're so unsatisfied. And I'm struggling right now, processing that. Why am I so unsatisfied? Like, I hear the complaints in my own mind that I have about my life, and they make me sick. I wish I had a bigger TV. I wish that movie, franchise that I love would have done a better job. I wish I could afford to go on 3 vacations a year instead of just one. Like the things that I get frustrated about, replaying those in my mind are making me nauseous. And going online and seeing the people that I love, the community that I love, just whining and complaining, it's just making me nauseous. So I'm having a hard time. So if you're a praying type of person, I appreciate that you pray for me that I kind of navigate this. Oh my goodness, I need a nap. But I also have great hope. And I think these experiences are brought into our lives for a reason. I firmly believe that God uses everything for His glory and for our joy, even if it doesn't feel very joyful in the moment. Even if it feels hard and uncomfortable and just flat out sucks. I believe God uses this for His glory and for His purposes in the world. And I have great hope for the church in Canada. I have great hope for the Western church. I think there is an incredible part and an important part that the church still needs to play in Canadian culture, in American culture, and it's going to look radically different than what we see in the church right now. We as Western Christians care way too much about ourselves. What I want, what I want, me. Even just the expression church shopping makes me sick. It's that I'm looking for the church for what I can get from it instead of what can I give back. What gifts, talents, and abilities are in me in order to be a blessing to other people. So I have great hope that we're going to see a lot of transformation. I'm excited about the days ahead. I'm excited about what God is doing in my own life and in my own ministry and in my own church. Don't know what it's going to look like over the next few years, but I'm going to trust in God who does know what it's going to look like, and I'm just going to be obedient and get my mind off of myself. One of the things I did, we found this market in the mall in Beirut, and they were selling these rings, and thankfully they had inscriptions in English. I thought they were all going to be in Arabic. And I bought this ring so that I can be reminded each and every day, and on it it says that He, being Jesus, must increase and I must decrease. I need to get my mind off myself, my problems, my wants, my desires, my whining, my complaining, and just bring glory to God and be a blessing to other people. That is really my heart. Yeah, the glasses help take away that tired feeling in my face. Oh my goodness. Oh. I think sometimes people complain and whine that, there aren't enough good people in the world. Well, last week I saw some amazing people. Like, these nurses were amazing in how they were caring for people, caring for these families, caring for these kids. Those doctors, like, they're using their vacation, to leave a hospital, to go and see hundreds of patients for free, to give back. Like, they're my hero. Like, this medical team, they're really my hero. And these pastors from these churches that I met, like, and who do these types of trips regularly, like, you guys are my hero. Just thank you for modeling that for me. I so appreciate, each and every one of you who were on that team. It was a real treat to be there with you and learn from you. You know what? And if you've ever had some of these life-changing experiences too, I would love to hear how you processed it. I would love to hear your story. Share it in the comment section below. And if you have a YouTube channel or some links to videos where you talk about some of the stuff like this that you've been processing in your own life, I would love to learn from you as well. So put those links in the comment section below, and let's keep this dialogue going on how we can just maybe stop whining and complaining, and if I could flat out say, stop bitching so much about the things that we're not happy about, and realize we are blessed beyond all measure as people who get to live in the United States and in Canada or in Europe, and just maybe just think of those who are hurting and struggling a little bit more, and what can we do to help them out. So as always, I appreciate it. If you like the video, click that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and that notification bell. And I look forward to talking to you soon in the next video. And God bless you. I pray for you, and I pray that you would just have an amazing day. God bless.